Hi. Hello. My name is Simon Taylor. I'm a mind reader, and I know what you're thinking. And that's the talk. Thank you very much. Cheers. Yes, I knew you'd say that. The world for me is full of puzzles. And we're constantly trying to collect pieces of information to better understand it. Now, these puzzles can be as fundamental as constructing visual perception. What pieces of light hit our eye to create a picture, to the more complex puzzles involved in culture and science and politics, although politics isn't so much a puzzle as it is a competitive sport. But you find the reality we construct depends on the pieces we collect. Now, the puzzle that's most interesting to me, and the puzzle I want to talk about today, is the puzzle of the mind. It's fascinating because you have psychologists and philosophers who are using the puzzle of their mind to try understand the puzzle of their mind. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but try telling a philosopher that. So my interest in the mind brought me to start studying psychology. And rather than tell you what I studied in psychology, I'm just going to show you. So everybody sit up nice and straight. We'll do this together. It's fun. Shoulders, you'll love it, you'll love it. Shoulders back, chin up, eyebrows raised, and smile. And as you smile, just rub your hands together like that if you can. Yeah, rub your hands together. Keep the smile. In fact, tap. I think tapping's better. Tap your hands together. Keep the smile. Tap a bit more, actually. A bit more. A bit more. A bit more. And there it is. There it is. Feels good, doesn't it? Feels good. Thank you, by the way. I'm flattered. Thank you. It feels good. You just tricked your brain into feeling happier. Let me explain. You assume that when you're happy, you have good posture and positive facial expression. But not only that, when you actively generate good posture and the right facial expression, your body feeds back to your brain. It talks to your brain and says, you're smiling, you should feel happy. This is incredible. Psychologists have done studies on this where actively smiling while reading comic cartoons increases how amusing you find that cartoon. Even worked with Fred Bassett. It was incredible. So there you go. You can trick yourself into feeling happier. Or you could take a whole bunch of drugs. Either way, I'm just giving you options. But the point is, I do this demonstration every single show or talk I do for 3 reasons. The first reason, because it's hilarious. The second reason is because whether I'm doing a science talk in Australia, whether I'm doing a comedy club in Asia or an international cruise ship, this bodily brain feedback interaction works with everyone. It's universal. And the third reason I do this demonstration is because this phenomenon that we've experienced, to me, is a piece of the mind puzzle. And I'm constantly exploring and looking for these pieces, and that's what's brought me to the world of magic and entertainment. Now, when I use the word magic or magician, that can mean a lot of things. It can mean card magician, it can mean big stage illusionist like Copperfield, it can mean mentalist, people who bend spoons with their mind, or it can mean mind reader, my specialty, the type that I do. However, for the sake of this talk, I'll just use magic and magician to incorporate all those terms. So why am I a magician and not a psychologist? Well, I was coming to the end of my psychology undergraduate studies, and I was also performing magic. And I was thinking, do I want to go on and do honours and masters, or do I want to become a full-time performer? And I was walking down the psychology building hallway, and I saw this poster with the quote, "There's nothing like exploration for discovery, and there's nothing like research for validation." I thought, what a wonderful way to conceptualize science. 2 parts to science. There's the research and validation where you have your hypothesis, you test it to see if you support or reject it. But then there's the other side. Where do you come up with the questions? Where do you come up with the hypotheses? That's the exploration. So to use psychology as an example, you have psychologists like Pavlov and Skinner. You may be familiar with them, maybe not. But they would look at, to explore, they'd look at animal behavior and come up with their questions and hypotheses that way, and then later on take it to the research to validate and support their claims. But then you have the other direction. There's a very famous psychiatrist named Oliver Sacks, American psychiatrist, who works with people with mental illness. Now, he knows the research, the current research. And what he does, he writes about the patients he deals with to explore further ideas and questions. So I'm here today not because I have any research. I'm here because I have an enthusiasm about the exploration part. And I'd like to explore the world of magic. Now, quickly before I get into my demonstration and the main thing I want to talk to you about today, I have to talk about exploring the world of magic. It's kind of like dissecting a frog. If you want to know how it works, you have to kill it. So the same way you don't go to a zoo and see a zookeeper show you a lovely frog and it's wonderful, look how majestic it is, and then tear it open so you can see how it works. It's interesting, but I think you'll find it'll ruin the day for most people. In the same way, a magician can't do a show or do a trick to someone and then reveal it afterwards. However, in the context of a science lab, you can dissect a frog because you have a scientific pursuit and you have hypotheses to test. And I argue that you need to have the same sensitivity and responsibility with the world of magic and put it into the same sphere. Now, it's very important for me to establish because I don't want people to think I'm going to run on stage during a magic show, kick over the table, say, "There's the rabbit," all in the name of science. That's not what I'm about. We have to be sensible and responsible. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is a psychological concept called theory of mind. Theory of mind is, generally speaking, the ability to distinguish between different mind states. And you can see this develop in children. You can see them starting without theory of mind and then developing different facets of it as they grow older. So I would like to show you an example of a video, an example of a child around 3 years old who hasn't yet developed theory of mind and see what happens. So if we've got the video, we'll have a look at this.
Kikoa?
Yes.
Do you know what these are?
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Do you like M&Ms?
Yes.
Okay. And you think there are M&Ms in here?
Yes.
Why don't you open up the package and see what's inside? What is that?
Pencils?
Is that weird? Right now, let's put the pencils back in the bag and call your dad in. Okay? If we show your dad this bag, what do you think your dad will say is in the bag?
Pencils.
Pencils. Okay.
Okay, pencils. So the child, around 3 years old, maybe a little bit younger, can't distinguish his experience and his knowledge and realize that his dad doesn't have that knowledge. So he thinks that when his dad will come in, well, he'll say pencils because I know there's pencils. So you see this develop when kids get to around 3 to 5, maybe 6 years old. They realize that the correct answer is M&Ms because dad doesn't know what I know. And I've worked with kids with autism for about 3 years. And you find that some kids, as we test kids for this, kids on the autism spectrum, they never actually develop theory of mind. And what interests me is the other side of it, looking at magicians who actually develop this is the theory that I have. I believe that some magicians develop an advanced capacity for theory of mind, an advanced ability to be astutely aware of what other people are perceiving. And so I'll demonstrate something like that today. I will demonstrate that exactly today with a trick that involves the principle called dual reality. Now, to help us with this trick, I brought a friend along. This is Sigmund Freud. Hello. Do I do ventriloquism now? Not very well. That's all right. I'm not offended. None of his theories got validated, so. He's a good explorer, though. Good on Sigmund Freud. I will throw this out. Whoever catches it, hold on to it and stand up, and we'll get you to throw it again. We need 2 people. If it's coming your way, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Freudian slip. So I'll just throw this. Sorry. Freudian slip. I will throw this out. Settle down. Thank you. Thank you. We like the puns. Settle down. I'll throw this out. Whoever catches it, just stand up for me so I know where you are. This is a way to select someone who's random and you know I don't know them. So here we go. Throw it right out. Freud coming through. Okay. It's okay. Can you stand up? What's your name? Tiki? Can you throw it again for me, Tiki, as well? We're going to get a second person. Yeah, there's a Freud coming through, so just be wary. And who's got that? What's your name? Peter. As Peter and Tiki come to the stage, give them a round of applause. On you come. What a wonderful encouragement. Okay. Tiki, if I can get you to stand right here for me, please. That will be fantastic. And face the front. You look lovely under these lights. It's going to be great. And Peter, is it? Okay, thank you, Peter. I will take Freud back. I can't sleep without him. There you go. If you can stand over here for me, Peter. And face the front. Now, Peter's going to be drawing a picture. Peter, when you draw your picture, can you just make it nice and big and take up the whole page? I'll give you a text there. Nothing. Don't draw anything just yet. So, and keep it up to yourself. We'll show people what you draw. So nothing just yet. Don't start drawing just yet. Just face the front. Okay. And Tiki, you'll be doing the same thing. You'll be drawing a picture. Again, try take up the whole space, and I'll give you a texter. And if you can hold on to that, nothing just yet. Can you just close your eyes for a second? Take a deep breath. Okay. Keep your eyes closed for the moment, Tiki. And Peter, can you? Yeah, just take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Okay. The person I just touched on the shoulder, you are the drawer. You will be drawing an image and start to visualize an image now. Now, audience, this could be anything. Drawer, start to visualize that image. Now, the person who I haven't touched on the shoulder, you are the mind reader. You will be intuiting a picture. Could be anything. It could be a house, could be a stick figure, but it's on you. You're the mind reader. So get an image in your mind now. So you should both have an image in your mind. Visualize it. You have your eyes closed so you can make it clear and vivid. And when I get you to open your eyes, start drawing. Ready, set, open your eyes, start drawing. Now, audience, imagine what you would draw if you're on stage. And we'll see how different some of the ideas are. When I did this at universities, the last week, I was at 3 different universities last week, and everyone drew what I described as a rocket. I'll explain it later. So hopefully we're a little more PC today. So how are we going? Okay. I think we'll be safe. I'll take the texter back. Thank you very much. So again, this could have been anything. We'll see how accurate we get. Peter, in a nice, big, loud voice, can you say what you drew? A clock. And Tiki, in a nice, big, loud voice, can you say what you drew? A clock. Give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. You can go back to your seat. Thank you, Peter. Back to your seat. Thank you very much. Well done. Camaraderie. So how are we doing? Now, a lot of you I know are going to be asking the question, how? And I'm not going to completely dissect the frog today, but I will give you enough. I'll give you the important bit. The reason that works is because magicians know how you think and they know what you perceive, and they can create dual realities where we know how different people perceive different things. And the reason I think this is relevant, and this is an important piece, is because we've all got puzzles. I was speaking about puzzles earlier. You all have puzzles in your lives. Why is my child struggling at school? How do I get my boss to recognize my work? Why is it so difficult to tackle the homelessness problem? How do I communicate sustainability in these talks on climate change? Why can't I spread my cultural story? Why is it so difficult to do that? How come 65,000 people a year attempt suicide in Australia? Those are the important puzzles. And when I think about them, I think about what my parents told me when I was growing up. Because all of those stories involve people. And my parents would say, well, if there's people involved, put yourself in their shoes. Because all these puzzles involve people. So put yourself in their shoes. And what that means is think about how someone else is feeling. Empathy. But what magicians are doing here to create an illusion like you just saw is more than that. They're thinking about how you're perceiving. And that to me is exciting, because that to me may be another piece of the mind puzzle. But more importantly, it may be another piece of the puzzle that you're trying to solve. Thank you very much. Thank you.